Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 3.5 of Mass Effect of the Legendary Edition. Now, you may be wondering what episode 3.5 is. Well, in this, in episode 3.5, or this episode in particularly, for there will probably be future point 5 videos. In this one, we are going to talk to the crew members. We're going to talk to Garrus, we're going to talk to Rex, and we're going to talk to Tally. And Caden and Ashley as well. And the reason why I'm doing this as a point 5 video is so you're not forced to watch this. Like, you don't have to get to know these characters. In fact, I have played this game before and I never actually talked to them. I mostly just went through the main story and doing some assignments here and there, or the side quests in this game, when I first played it. But I actually do want to get to know these characters. I do want to get to know the world in this game. And I figured some of y'all might want to do it too. So we're going to go around, talk to everyone. Even... Can I talk to Joker? Oh, I can't talk to Joker. I'll have to talk to Joker soon. But, yeah. So in this episode, we're just going to go around talking to everyone. So, let's start things off by looking outside. And getting some XP, apparently. Now, let's talk to Joker, shall we?
Commander, something you need?
How about the shield?
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet. If you've got a pilot who knows how to
I'm
handle
assuming
her.
that's you.
Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful.
Oh.
The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
Well, you sound confident.
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
Yeah.
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you?
No, I did
I'll
not.
tell you the same thing I told the captain. You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet.
I'll take your word for it.
Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
What disease?
What are you talking about? Are you sick?
You mean you didn't know?
No.
Oh, crap. Okay, I've got Vrolik syndrome, brittle bone disease. The
Wait,
bones
that's
in my
actually a
legs
real...
never develop properly. They're basically hollow, too much force and they'll shatter. Even with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack! It's very dramatic. But I've learned to manage my condition, Commander.
Okay.
Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless you like the sound of snapping shin bones.
Okay, that's funny in a very dark way.
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
His voice.
You're dodging the question.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Were you unhappy?
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot. By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy. Even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it.
Really?
They all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation?
What about your
How'd you end
personal
up joining
history?
the Alliance?
Look, if you're looking for an inspirational tale of the crippled kid overcoming impossible odds, you're gonna be disappointed.
Wait, why?
My mother was a civilian contractor working for the Alliance. I basically grew up on the Arcturus station back when they were building up the fleets. Spend all that time around Alliance ships, there's a good chance you'll end up going to the Academy.
Huh. Tell me about your
I
disease.
need to know more about this Vrolik syndrome if I'm putting my ship in your hands.
Yeah, of course you do. It's an extremely rare condition. Nobody knows exactly what caused it.
Okay.
Genetic, maybe. It's treatable, but there's no cure. They classify my case as moderate to severe. I was born with over a dozen fractures, hip, thighs, ankles, my bones were already breaking in the womb. 100 years ago, I wouldn't have survived past my first year. Lucky for me, modern medical science has turned me into a productive member of society.
How do you do your
You're not
job?
gonna break a bone
Your
trying to fly
job.
the ship, are you?
I don't fly with my feet, Commander, so I'm fine as long as I'm in this chair. I gotta be real careful when I get up to take a piss, though. I can do my job as well as anyone on the ship. Better, actually. So don't worry about it.
I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable. Let's talk about
Yes,
something
please.
Whatever you want, Commander.
Okay. I think
I
that's
have to
all
go.
for a Joker.
All right, see ya.
Now we're gonna go talk to everyone else I can find. So I'll see y'all at the next person I see. Let's see what happened since last time.
If anyone has to take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you. I'm not sure about having non-humans on our ship, though.
They're on our
We're
side.
all on the same team here, Presley.
With all due respect, sir, that's what they said about Nihilus. Look how that turned out.
Nihilus was on our side. He just died. Completely different.
How did
Well,
you end up
personal
assigned to the
question.
Normandy?
I signed up with the Alliance as a navigator right out of school, following in my grandfather's footsteps, I guess. My first posting was on the Agincourt.
What's the Aggie
We
for?
were one of the first reinforcements to arrive at Elysium after the Blitz hit. And those raiders were no match for an Alliance frigate. Of course, the only reason the colony was still standing was because of you, Commander. I can't believe you held out as long as you did.
I kind of wish we could see what happened. And now you're
How'd
here.
you end up on the Normandy?
I got my officer's commission after Elysium. Must have made an impression on the right people. Captain asked for me when he was picking his crew.
Huh. Okay. What was wrong
Speak
with the
freely, Presley.
aliens?
I want to know if you have a problem with non-humans.
It's not that, Commander. Humanity has always handled its own problems. Saren attacked one of our colonies. We should be the ones to stop him.
And there'd be a lot
We
more.
don't need their help.
There'd be a lot more human deaths if we don't ask for help.
Some people think asking for help is a sign of weakness. That's just being stupid and stubborn.
Yeah, you tell
No
them.
matter how
Shepard.
strong you are, allies can make you stronger.
I guess so. Maybe I'm just stuck in the old ways of thinking. But don't worry, Commander. This won't be a problem.
I believe you.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to talk to Caden. Hi, Caden. Oh, great, we can't talk to you. That looked menacing.
Anything you need, Commander?
I don't want to talk to him.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I don't see how we could have done things any better. At least not without getting to Eden Prime sooner.
Fair
We were on the
enough.
scene faster than any other Alliance ship could have been.
Okay,
We'll
goodbye.
talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
Those. I should probably pick the
Anything you
Paragon.
need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have to
Okay,
go for personal
goodbye.
briefings later.
I'm
We'll
fine
talk
with
another
this.
time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
I'm fine with that. Ah, here everyone is. Okay, who are you?
Hey, Commander. Looking for some extra supplies before you head out?
Supplies.
What have you got?
Whatever you want. Armor, weapons, mods. It's not standard Alliance issue, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Okay.
Well, as long as you don't mind paying for it.
Pay you?
Why should I pay you for my weapons and armor?
My stuff doesn't come from the Alliance. I have to purchase it myself, and it's not
As long
cheap.
as it's not like.
Hell, the licenses alone have set me back more than I'd like. But no licenses, no goods. Without the goods, I'm out of a job.
Oh, this is why I bought the license. Okay.
What are licenses? Why do you need them?
Manufacturers sell licenses. Each license allows me to buy and sell a certain brand of products.
Huh.
I already have several basic ones, but you'll need to buy more if you want me to bring in different brands.
So wait.
Many of the
Okay,
best
whatever.
licenses are hard to get, but they're well worth the cost if you can find them.
Manufacturers?
What do the different manufacturers offer?
There are too many for me to keep track of, but each license will explain what it's good for.
Okay. What about new
How often
items?
will you get new items?
Well, that depends on how many licenses you've purchased, but I'll rotate items on a regular basis regardless. And anytime we land someplace with a big enough port, I'll buy, sell, and trade whatever I can.
Huh.
Check back often. I need to move items quickly, so only the most basic items will be stocked consistently.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, show
Let's
me
see
the
what
items.
you've got.
You bet, Commander.
Okay. Also, I have nothing else now. I basically sold everything for that shotgun. Probably not the best idea, but I can't find myself in me to regret it. Let's talk to Garrett.
Thanks for bringing me on board, Commander.
No
I
problem.
knew working with a Spectre would be better than life at CSAC.
You knew?
Have you worked with a Spectre before?
Yeah, have you worked with one?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
True. Very true.
Being a Spectre does have its advantages.
Exactly my point. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it.
As long as there's
But
not a lot
CSEC
of
wants it done
collateral
their way.
damage.
Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
Okay. I don't... As long as you don't go past a bottom line. Like, don't destroy, like, a block of property to catch one criminal. But yeah, sometimes... Well, at least in most movies I watch, it's kind of dumb how police knows, oh, this is a criminal, but we don't have, like, proof or something. I don't know what I'm thinking of, but yeah, something like that.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
Yeah, it's a tough decision.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Definitely.
That's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC.
Well, oh, you mean other places.
Either way, I plan to make the most of this. And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
Sounds good to me, Garrett.
As long as you do your job well, you're free to go about your business as you see fit.
Thank you, Commander.
No problem, Garrett. I don't want to talk to her. Oh, this just... Okay. That just allowed me to equip people. Where's Tally? Oh, wait, I remember where she is. I'll talk to her in a bit. I don't want to talk to her.
Commander?
Can we not talk? How are we
What's your
doing?
opinion on the last mission?
Kinda wish you'd got there sooner, Commander. No offense, I appreciate the rescue. I just wish...
That we saved your unit. Yeah, I don't
been
blame
able to
you.
save the rest of your unit.
Yes, sir.
I hate
If I
her,
had been more
but I don't
alert,
blame her for
we wouldn't have
that.
been cut down by an ambush.
Again, don't blame
The Geth are
yourself as
perfect
much as I hate
ambushers.
you.
They don't move, they don't make noise, they don't even breathe.
I mean,
Sir, they have flashlight heads.
yeah.
I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
I don't want to talk to her.
Dismissed, Chief.
Also, I don't want to accidentally get
Sir.
in a relationship with her, which I know is possible, so... Gonna be very careful about Ashwood. But Rex, on the other hand,
Nice
talk to me,
ship you got, Shepard.
big guy.
What can I do for you?
Tell me about
What's
yourself.
your story, Rex?
There's no story.
Bull crap. You're a
Go ask the
Krogan.
Quarian if you want stories.
Don't be a jerk. Come on.
You Krogan lived for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few
Yeah.
interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our
That's-
entire race. That was fun.
That's not what I was talking about, Rex.
I heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
Don't try and
It's not
bond
the
over
same.
this.
It seems pretty much the
Yeah,
same to
tell
me.
me.
So your people were infected
that was
with
the
a genetic
Turians?
mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
Wait. The genophage kills babies? I thought it just makes it harder for them to reproduce, not actually kill the baby. Oh my goodness, what in the world?
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
How many... I don't know. I'm not gonna ask that question. I don't want to know that.
I was just making conversation. I wasn't trying to upset you.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard.
Sound like it does.
As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago.
Why?
The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Are
Extinction.
your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
And...
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
That's actually kind of sad.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Yeah.
Ask the Solarians if you want details.
I did not know he killed a
They
child.
made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible.
That is...
Thousands die in stillbirth.
That is depressing.
Most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected. Every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why?
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or
Why?
fight for credits?
Why
He'll
though?
choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that.
He sounds so
Nobody
defeated.
can.
Like, he doesn't even sound mad. He just sound like he gave up. Which, I guess he said he did, but...
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Oh, I gotta level up from talking to everyone. Okay. Oh wait, Tally might be over here. But yeah, I never realized the genophage actually killed the children. I thought it just... Like, instead of giving birth to thousands of babies and them dying, I thought they gave birth to like 1 or 2, or maybe it was just harder to get pregnant. Nothing like that. Dang. Oh, more experience.
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian, Tally? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
I don't like neither of these options. I should tell him to suck it up.
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing.
Yeah, that's
Wish
right.
my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do.
Hey, that's
She's got a
good.
real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
I
Yep.
figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You got an eye for Tally, Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
Nope, just wanted to talk. Tell me about the
I want to know
Normandy,
more about the Normandy.
since I'm now
She's the best
flying
ship I've
it.
ever served on. Probably the
Commanding
fastest vessel
it.
ever designed. And she's the only one using the new Tantalus drive core.
The what?
What's so special about the Tantalus drive core?
Yes, that.
Proportionally, it's about twice the size of any other vessel. Not only are we faster, we
Oh,
can
well,
run
that's
at FTL
really
speeds
nice,
longer
I
before we have
guess.
to discharge the
I have
core.
no idea. What about personal
Where else have you
questing?
served, Adams?
If you name a class of Alliance ship, I've probably served on it. Everything from dreadnoughts and carriers right down to frigates like the Normandy. My last assignment was
Dang.
on the Tokyo, only a cruiser, but she was a good ship. Couldn't hold a candle to the Normandy, though.
I don't think anything can. Not really.
Fill me in on the IES stealth system.
Yes.
How does
yes.
it work
How does it
exactly?
work?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation. Too easy for sensors to pick
Okay.
them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself. No emissions to give away our
Huh.
location. Eventually the sinks have to be vented. More than a few hours silent running and they overheat. Cook us
Ooh.
inside our own hull.
That's...
There's no way for anyone to detect us?
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone looking out a window can see us plain as day. But you have to be pretty close to get an actual visual out in space. Most vessels rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged,
I never
they
thought
can't
about
see
that,
us.
but he's
Not
right.
unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
That's actually really smart.
Why doesn't it work with faster
In
than
this
light
setting,
travel?
anyway.
Cranking up to FTL blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
That's actually really neat.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
I actually like learning about that. Tally,
Your
my
ship's
favorite.
amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small.
I did it.
I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
Normally they're not. The ship
The
is
Normandy's a
special.
prototype. Cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel
I'm glad
space.
you're enjoying yourself,
I have
Tally.
to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
You're into ships?
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people.
Huh.
Ships are our most valuable resource.
Now I knew that.
But we don't have anything like this. We
What?
make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels
Hang
go
on, I have
all
a
the way
question.
back to our original flight from the Geth.
Why did they never try to colonize the world? Like, they just said they're a migrant fleet, which implies, and I know from a later game, that they're basically just a bunch of ships always traveling together. Why did they never try to colonize a world after the Geth ran them off from their planet?
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
That too.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they
That
work.
doesn't sound good.
Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla, grow our own food, mine and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
Pilgrimage.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
Yeah, tell me more about that.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
Sounds dangerous, and are they always accepted?
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
That's actually really neat.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla.
Okay, that makes us a lot
gifts
better.
to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer.
And yet you haven't just...
Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
And yet you decided to join up with us, who are chasing down Saren, Geth, and some sort of Reaper overlords. Yeah, no, not dangerous at all. But I still like you, Tally. You're my favorite still.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
Tell me about the Geth.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins. What they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Tell me.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
Wait, is it illegal?
How come the council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal.
I love them.
The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them.
Or so you thought.
But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. A million Geth beings simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
That doesn't sound good.
The Geth share brain power?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in the group, the smarter they are.
That sounds bad.
So there's some sort of group consciousness?
No, nothing like that. They cannot share sensory data or information. Their programming cannot handle that much simultaneous.
What? Then what did you mean then?
Each Geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's basically the synthetic equivalent of a subconscious.
Wait, what?
But when they're in close proximity, they can coordinate low-level functional processes, freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
So basically, if you have a single Geth, it's gonna act more like a virtual intelligence. But you get 5 or 10 in the same room, and suddenly you have like 5 to 10 people instead of 5 virtual intelligence?
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm probably oversimplifying. The Geth are incredibly advanced and complex creations.
So the more there are,
they get smarter when they gather
the more
in large
human-like
numbers.
they get.
As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract.
Something.
One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose?
Oh no.
As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
The Geth were created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long. The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought.
Yeah,
If the
that's
Geth were intelligent,
not a pretty
then we
thought.
were essentially using them as slaves. It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation.
Wait,
They knew
what?
They would rise up against us.
What do you mean you
so
acted
we
first?
A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth.
You basically...
The Geth responded to this order violently.
Tally, you are my favorite character. But you cannot blame the Geth for that. You basically order mass genocide. You can't defend mass genocide like that, Tally. I'm sorry, you're my favorite, but...
You didn't really think they'd just let you destroy them without a fight,
yeah.
did you?
The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance.
Okay.
But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld.
That's still not better.
We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the Veil. Now we drift through space, exile, searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
I hate to be devil's advocate, Tally, but they defended themselves.
It's hard to feel sorry for you. Your ancestors tried to wipe out another species.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place. But we did not make a mistake when we went to war against them. If we had not acted, they would have wiped us out. They're a synthetic life form. They have no use for organics. None. Why do you think they cut themselves off from the rest of the galaxy? Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
Because their parents basically tried to kill them. Tally, you're still my favorite, but... Yeah, not everyone?
They didn't kill Saren.
Yeah, that.
What does that tell you? The Geth are not innocent victims in all this.
Probably shouldn't have chosen that one.
They're the enemy. They want to destroy us. Not just the Quarians. All organic life. That's why they've joined up with Saren. And that's why we have to stop him.
We'll agree to disagree.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million
Yeesh.
Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among
17
my people are
million.
strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
Okay, again, why did they not settle on a planet? Like, it took generations for them to be this sickly. So why did they not settle down on a new planet? Yes, I can understand wanting their planet back, their home planet that the Geth took, but they would still need a base of operation. And being a migrant fleet is apparently very hard. You're telling me in the 300 years, or let's assume it took 200 years, or even just 100 years, for them to get this sickly to where they needed the suits. Could they still not have found a planet in that 100 years that they could settle on? That's... I hate the previous Quarians just for that alone.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much,
Land
it would
on the
strain our
planet.
resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
Okay, so that means... Again, settle on a planet. Like, it's been 300 years. Get a planet already. Like, humans literally came and settled on Eden Prime. We didn't ask the council. We didn't buy the planet. We just said, hey, this is our planet now, and built a frontier. Do the same thing. They can't do that, right? Like, I know the entire suit thing would probably make it hard. And, Quarians are...
The Conclave is our civilian
Like, Tally is my
branch of
favorite
government.
character, but the
Each
past
ship can elect
Quarians
a
were idiots.
representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
Smart enough now? What did that mean for before?
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials.
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts.
Yeesh. I mean...
It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave.
What were those times? We... Okay.
I should go.
See you later.
Yeesh. Well, that happened. Stop breathing so hard, Shepard. Dang. Okay, everyone, so I think we're gonna end the episode off here because, well, we did what we wanted to. We talked to everyone. Thank you all for watching, and I hope that you had a wonderful time watching this video. If you want to see more of my videos, or just this series in particular, why don't you go down below and check out my channel so you will be able to be updated whenever I upload a new video. But I will see you all in episode 4, where we will finally go after Liara T. Sony, so we can get her advice on the Protheans and what the Geth may want with the Reapers. But I will see you all later.